Hello, doing an update here of what I've been up to for the last day or so. You noticed we weren't putting out benchmarks Sunday, and the reason being is I've been really busy trying to prepare some Lenovo S30s to sell. So, yeah, I'll go over what I've put together here. So the first things first, this is a Lenovo S30, of course, the insides. Got a decent power supply, decent cooler. So basically, I bought some SSD drives. I had some left over from the previous batch I ordered. So 240 gig SSD. I have to include two drives because they're only 250 gigs in size each. They're not as big as I'd like them to be, but I just can't find any. Yeah, it's really hard to find parts at the moment. So yeah, so basically about 500 gigs in mechanical storage with your 240 gig SSD for boot drive. Then I need to get some more RX 570s as well. This here's an RX 570 4 GB Asus Strix. The card does run pretty hot here, about 78 degrees, so I'm going to have to figure if I'm going to pull out these three panel things at the back here, maybe add a bit more ventilation, or if I have to go out and buy a fan for the front there. Otherwise, moving along, I did buy a ton of registered memory, as I mentioned on one of the streams. So right now I currently have the system configured with 32 gig of RAM. The base config, I'm selling it with 16, but I'm going to offer 32 gig, and I'm going to really recommend it. I'm basically selling the upgrade almost at cost just because I don't want, like, 16 gig of RAM is a lot of memory, but it's really not ideal, I think, for today's age where it's like you have Call of Duty Warzone where I was just testing it. I didn't do a benchmark on it. I was just testing it for my personal, just to get a feel of how the system performs. And yeah, that game was using about 20 gigabytes of RAM, which is insane. I had the textures, I could crank them even up onto Ultra and they'd still run well because you got quad channel here with the X79 platform. Yeah, for the CPU, I didn't mention it is the E5 1620 V1, so it runs pretty darn hot, probably about 76, 78 degrees. I couldn't find the proper 2020 BIOS update for this motherboard revision. A little bit disappointed about that. Not the end of the world there. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, and you will be seeing some benchmarks with the E5 1620 paired with the RX 570 coming very soon to our channel here. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comment section below. But otherwise, I've got to get back to prepping systems.